Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
I thought he was going to sexually assault me. I was so frightened of this man. Y'all have no idea how bad it was.
A Fargo woman says she has nowhere else to turn. She contacted our whistleblower hotline after an investigation by state housing officials found her allegations of discrimination were not true. As Valley News Team's Joshua Peguera finds out, she's still not giving up on her fight for justice.
Virginia Prendergast has a stack of papers spread across her kitchen table.
These are all of them. Yes, sir.
Documents she's collected over the past 10 years. Prendergast moved to Fargo from Florida after her son died of cancer.
My health is so awful from what has happened to me.
She says she was discriminated against while living at Sunrise North Apartments.
I have looked high and low for a lawyer. I have done all I know. I've gone to everyone I know to go up there. Nothing has been done. Nothing.
These are allegations the North Dakota Department of Labor and Human Rights investigated and in late July determined there was no reasonable cause. Prendergast showed us police reports for a resident stalking her.
I'd see him coming through the glass door, and then he would use his body to slam into me. So I would have to touch him.
Police say it's obvious Prendergast is afraid of the resident, but that he didn't break any laws. Prendergast no longer lives at Sunrise and says she didn't feel safe living there.
All this stuff, I was ridiculed. Nothing was done to protect me. They harassed me.
We stopped by Sunrise and found the person who Prendergast says was stalking her. He identified himself to me. Anything you want to say about it?
This is private property.
Okay. I'm just asking you. It's not private property.
Are you filming that?
Yeah, but I'm asking you. He declined commenting, and as you can see, put his hand over our camera lens. In Fargo, Joshua Peguera, Valley News Live.
Although state housing officials found no reasonable cause for her allegations, they say she has the option for a civil lawsuit. Virginia Prendergast says she's looking for legal help. If you need help uncovering fraud and corruption in your community, call our whistleblower hotline and we'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. Call 701-237-6576 and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. The rain from today is finally clearing up, and it's looking like we have a few nice days ahead of us. Let's check in with meteorologist Justin Fanfarelli for our no-wait weather. Justin?
And thank you, Callie, and good evening, everybody. We had lots of clouds today, some rain showers around. We're starting to clear out in some areas, but we do have a line of clouds up and down the valley and some sprinkles still across portions of Lakes Country. Let's take a look at where we're seeing some rain right now between Detroit Lakes, Fergus Falls, out toward Wadena. Maybe some showers in your area, but we are seeing more sunshine, especially into portions of northwestern Minnesota and in between Devil's Lake and Jamestown. Temperatures, because of the clouds and the rain, pretty cool into our Minnesota counties, into the lower 60s, upper 60s up and down the valley, where they're having more sunshine. Devil's Lake and Jamestown into the mid 70s right now. The wind is flipping around to more of a southerly direction, just a light breeze, 10 to 15 miles per hour. We will continue our decreasing cloud trend going through this evening as temperatures fall back from the mid 60s into the mid 50s into the early overnight. We're going to warm up nicely as we go through the next couple of days with more sunshine. And I'll tell you when our next chance of some moisture is. That is coming up later in the newscast.
All right. Thank you for that, Justin. A Moorhead man is in the hospital after rolling his car several times in Clay County. It happened around 9 last night on Highway 10. Troopers say 24-year-old Christopher Anderson was heading east. That's when his Subaru went off the road and rolled several times. Officials say alcohol may have been a factor in the crash. Take a look at this. A viewer sent in video of a crash that closed I-94 near Glen Ullin for over 3 hours last night. David Chambers was driving through a construction zone when 28-year-old Michael Azure crossed into his lane and hit his pickup. The crash left a mess on the interstate. Officials say Chambers had minor injuries. A Minot-based National Guard company received one of its nation's top honors today. The company disabled hundreds of explosives during the war in Iraq. Today they received the Valoris Unit Award. Parents of Fargo native Michael Hermanson, who was killed during a mission, were recognized for their son's sacrifice.
His sacrifice is the ultimate sacrifice, and he was one of my soldiers, and it's hard to deal with every day. As a parent, I appreciate them being able to come to this.
The group posed for a unit photo for today's ceremony. They also took some time today to honor fallen members of the unit, including Joe Bile, who lost his life to PTSD. Families of soldiers who made the ultimate sacrifice are being honored with a gold star. The AMVETS are recognizing families who lost their loved ones in the Vietnam War. This week, Belle Valere and her sisters received the honor for brother Sergeant Gregory Kruger.
I think this is a very big honor. I know what my brother went through, and I know what our family went through. Even though it's been, a long time ago, it's still very dear to our hearts, and there's not days that go by that we don't think about him.
Nelson says many more deserve to be honored. He's asking that those who've lost a loved one in Vietnam to contact him at jimnelson73@yahoo.com. For dozens of people, the alarm clocks were set early for a walk benefiting cancer patients. The 29th annual Home Run Walk was back in downtown Fargo today. It's organized by the Sanford Roger Maris Cancer Center. Money raised goes to patients and their families. There was a family-friendly 5K and 1-mile route.
Then it's a great event for people who have had treatment and who are patients or family members or have known someone who has maybe passed from cancer. It's sort of an emotional event.
Organizers thanked event sponsors and the walk's chairman for making this a successful event. A local school is stepping up and helping hungry kids and families. Valley News Team's Courtney Lockey explains how Clara Barton Elementary is giving back to the community with their Husky Hutch food pantry.
The Husky Hutch opened shop a little over a year ago to help hungry kids and families at Clara Barton Elementary.
We've seen families with increasing needs and not a lot of ability to be able to get the foods and the supplies and even hygiene items to help them to do well and feel good and be successful in school.
School counselor Stephanie Jorgensen says kids can take food from the Hutch as much and as often as they need. From cereals and soups to pastas and desserts, they've got it all.
Kids that are fed and aren't hungry do better in school, and so we want to be able to support kids and families.
In its first year, Jorgensen says they helped about 20 kids. Now the Hutch is helping even more, serving as the pantry hub for all Fargo elementary schools. Donations come from families, local food banks, and area churches.
It's a wonderful feeling being able to help students, and you see the smiles on their faces, and you see the gratitude from families all the time.
One mom says her son will start at Clara Barton next year and that she is thankful families have this option.
I had no idea it was actually the hub for Fargo. I think that's really neat. I know that there's a lot of kids in need in our community and people in need, and to know that there's a place that you can go to get some assistance if you need it is awesome.
And it's not just food at the Husky Hutch either. They've also got hygiene items, things like shampoo and conditioner, as well as clothes. Jorgensen says at the end of the day, she's just happy the school is making a difference. In Fargo, Courtney Lockey, Valley News Live.
If you're interested in donating, you can find out how by visiting our website. That's valleynewslive.com. Later on Valley News Live at 6, a popular food chain in the FM area is adding breakfast to their menu.
Staying cool, a high temperature only into the mid to upper 60s. We should be into the lower 70s this time of year, but temperatures will be above average as soon as tomorrow. Details coming up.